Hi there and welcome back. What if you want to access different elements within your row or column vectors? Well, let's start. First, let's create a row vector for k, l, and m. For k, we are going to have 1, 9, minus 9, 0, and negative 2. For l, we have 5, minus 1, 0, 0, minus 6. For m, we have minus 7, 8, 1, 7, and 1. So next up will be to run your file on Octave just to see what you're dealing with. You can either run the file or copy and paste everything on command windows. Once you're satisfied, you can see how the dynamics of your row vectors look like. You can then proceed. So to proceed, we are going to create a row vector called n. So what n is going to do is n is going to specifically pick out elements within our row vector. So first up, let's take the first 4 digits of k, l, and m. So to do this, we are going to create a square bracket, k, circle bracket, 1 for the first row, which is the only row that we have, and square brackets from 1 is to 4. So the first 4 digits of k row, we want them to appear. Then you can close that up, round bracket, comma. Next up, l, row 1 from 1 is to 4, and for m, you can also do the same thing. If you run your file and take it to Octave, you will see that we have a row vector created with only the first 4 digits of our 3 different vectors that we just created. You can also do the size just to see how many rows and columns you have. To continue, we have O. Now O, it's a row vector that we are going to create. It's only going to focus on the last 4 digits of each of our row vectors. So for K, you want to take the last 4 digits, which is 9, negative 9, 0, and negative 2. To do this, we are going to say K, round bracket 1, comma, square brackets from 2 is to 5. So basically from position 2 all the way to position 5. Close your bracket, do the same thing for L and M. Run the file. You can also do the size to see how many rows and columns you have. So yes, that's what you would do if you want to specifically single out or work with only specific elements within your row or column vector. Next up, let's now work with the column vectors. Let us first create a column vector of u, v, and w. So for u, we have 1, 9, minus 9, 0, and 12. For v, we have 15, minus 1, 2, 3, and 55. These are our column vectors. So to create a column vector, you can either use the apostrophe at the end of your square brackets, or you can separate your numbers or digits by the semicolon. Next up, let us create a row vector of these 2 columns. So we are going to say w, square bracket, u. Notice my u has an apostrophe to show that the u is a column. So we are dealing with a column. So u, column, round brackets, 1. From position 1 all the way to 5, which is basically all our digits in our column vector. Apostrophe to show that we're dealing with a column. Close your bracket. Do the same thing for v. At the end of the square brackets, do not put in apostrophe. We are creating a row vector. So now that our row vector is created, you can also run the file or copy and paste manually at the command windows. You can also check for the size. We have 1 row and 10 columns. Let's do the very same thing, but this time we want to create a column vector. So all you have to do is whatever that you just did, but put an apostrophe at the end to show that this time we are dealing with a column vector. After computing everything, run your file or copy and paste at the command windows, and you should get a column vector now with u and v combined. I hope this makes sense. Thank you so much for watching.